Hi friends, welcome back. I hope you're going to like today's card design. It's a little bit of a variation of the one we recently did that didn't have a card base. The name of that video was a no card base card. This one, however, does have a card base, so let's just jump right in and get started. You are going to find a pattern paper that you want to use, and you're going to choose a complementary or matching color of colored cardstock for your base. And this is 8.5 by 5.5, and it has been scored at 4 1/4. We're just going to go ahead and get this prepped and ready. I really don't want to get green ink on there just yet. Okay, so there we go. I know, I just had foliage go flying. One of those days, I'm telling you guys. Let me turn that over right side up. And here in just a second, I will show you the supplies that I use for today's card. So, you are also going to want a strip that is 1 inch by 5.5, and you're going to score it right in half at 2 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that, score that down. Now, watch this part. We're going to open up our card base, and you can see how I'm opening it up toward me. And you're going to take the back half of a strip, either side you want to use, doesn't really matter. And you're going to put your glue on there. And just for today, instead of liquid glue, I'm using my beloved Gina K adhesive. Now, eyeball it. You don't have to totally measure that, but eyeball to where it is pretty much in the middle as best as you can get it. Okay, we've got our glue here on the back side, and I know it's hard to see, but it's there. Once you've got that on there, and you feel like you've got it good and straight, close your card. That's it. Just close the card, rub down on that, and now you have this. For the inside of the card, you are going to need a piece of white that is 4 by 5 1/4. Now, at this point, go ahead and stamp on it, embellish it, do whatever you want to do for the inside of your card. I actually do have somebody in mind for this card, and I think I'm going to probably write enough to fill all this up. In fact, I might even have to add another piece to the inside. I don't know yet. So, what I'm going to do, just to keep this out of the way, and so it looks kind of okay on camera, I'm just going to lay this in here and tack this down for placement, because I don't want to have to write and then have to write over where that strip is glued. So it is important that you do what you need to do before you go and glue it down. But for the sake of the video, that's all I'm doing. Now we're going to come back to the front, and you are going to have a rectangle that is cut 2.5 by 3 5/8. I actually had a set of retired dies from Stampin'Up called Stitch So Sweetly that I used for this. But if you have another set that has some kind of a decorative rectangle, a stitched rectangle, or if you don't have any of that, just hand cut. It's still going to be a cute card. But again, 2.5 by 3 5/8. And you're going to first put down your big piece of Designer Series paper. That is 4 by 5 1/4, just like the white on the inside. And we're going to get this down. Okay. Pick this up. Isn't that pretty? That could have gone too, but anyway, a lot of times when I am doing cards for someone that I know, I try to pick out colors that I know they'll like. Some people gravitate to some colors rather than others. Okay, so now we've got that down. And take back my piece here. Now we don't want to glue this down. Very important. Don't glue that down. We are going to try to make sure that is lined up in the middle best we can. I'm straight. I'm standing on my tippy toes here. Try to make sure I'm straight. I'd hate to do it crooked. And then on this here, you're going to glue this flap to this front piece. Don't put glue all the way or you're going to glue your card shut. So do remember that. So we only want to put glue on just part of it. If you've got a good strong adhesive, you don't have to try to measure to see how far to go. Just, you know, maybe a third of it. And that'll be plenty of glue. Now I've got to get myself repositioned back. And I think that looks pretty good. And then just bring this over and attach it. Okay, now that's loose and it is supposed to be loose. Okay, you're going to cut a second rectangle out of white cardstock. And this one is going to be about 2 and 3 and an 8. And this is a panel you do want to decorate because once we've decorated it, that's going to lay right there. And that is going to hide the flap on this side. So, what I am going to do, I have a piece of foliage here. And that is coming from... Well, I have 2 pieces of foliage. That is coming from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I love, love, love this die set. So I'm using this one, and I'm using this one, and this is the one we're going to use on the front of the card. And I have got 2 colors of Distress Oxide ink, and I'm going to start with Shabby Shutters for this. And I'm going to coat the whole thing pretty solidly in the Shabby Shutters. Pretty solidly. If there's a little variation, that's fine. It actually adds to the depth of the color that you're using. And because this piece of foliage is so big, and you know this is one of my favorite techniques, I took a darker green, mowed lawn, and I'm just going up the middle. And by doing a small circular motion just up the middle, how quick and easy was that? Wasn't that quick and easy? Now let me bring in just a little bit of water, just a little bit, doesn't need much, and wipe this up so that I do not spread that beyond where it needs to go. Okay. So we have that. Well, I guess I could have gone. So this is something extra I'm adding to the card. Let me do this one too real quick. You'll get to see it again. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about myself, guys. Okay. There we go. Good, good. And that was Shabby Shutters. And then Mowed Lawn. And again, just right up the middle. It couldn't be easier than that. And the thing is, if you wanted to get some fall cards done, pick out some fall colors. How perfect is that? It is perfect. Okay. There we go. Got it, got it. All right, let's go back to the card. Make sure it's dry. It's a little damp. And make sure that is good and dry. I'll bring this back. And I'm going to bring in my Misty because I want to stamp Beautiful Friend on this front panel before we attach it. And I got that sentiment from Gina K Designs. It's called Delicate Flowers. It is still available. And I'll link below to all these things that are still available. But here's Beautiful Friend. And I am going to take my Distress Archival ink in the Black Soot by Ranger. And we are going to stamp in that. Only because I like using cubes as much as I can. It's not like we're doing any water techniques or anything, but I do like to use this. It just makes it easier for me not to get ink everywhere. Okay. Oh, my friend is a little light, isn't it? One more time, this should do it. I've used this little thing a lot, and it may be getting time to. Oh, but that's so pretty. And I want you to really get a good look at that font. And all of Gina K's fonts are just beautiful. They're glorious. Now, because I did use archival ink, this is how I choose to clean with, and I get the archival ink cleaner from Ranger. It just has a little dabber on top, and don't squeeze this, whatever you do. Just tap it. It is going to get out more than enough. I usually let it sit there for a second, and then take your cloth or your chamois, whatever you're using. It will stain your stamps because it is archival waterproof ink. So if you go away and come back, you may not get this much off because it is waterproof once it is dry. All right, just a heads up on that. All right, now I'm going to take this. I want to take this piece of foliage, and I didn't even have my glue out. And on this, we're just going to put just enough glue. It's about time to refill this bottle already. And I'm just putting dots. This is strong glue, guys. You don't have to have a glue marathon. And let's just get this tacked down. I do want just a tiny bit right there on the very end of the stem. Okay. We'll lay that about like so. And it's okay if your foliage is even bigger. It's fine if it comes off even more off of this middle panel. So, yeah, no worries there. And then, okay, go ahead and get the adhesive on here. Oh, I just ran out. Oh, my goodness. Well, I have a refill, thank goodness, but I'm not going to make you wait while I go get it, so we're just going to fill in with a little bit of glue. That's okay. We can mix the two. And let's try to get the... Oh, I'm hearing thunder. Oh, hallelujah. I love storms. I love them. We had one a couple of nights ago. It was amazing. It was awesome. There. If I got that straight, I hope so. Now, this normally is how your card would be looking, you know, with it, whatever you put on the inside. However, I really wanted to add just a little more. So, I cut another piece, same size as the front piece, out of the matching cardstock to put in the back of the flap. There we go. Just so it didn't look, to me, I thought that just looked so plain. You could add, you know, you could actually write a little message in here if you wanted to, an extra one. And then I thought I wanted some foliage, maybe going this way, because that's going to hide it. Okay. And it's probably wise to use liquid glue at this point, so I can move this if I need to. But now Gina K's tape runner, if y'all are not aware, it gives you wiggle room. If you put it down and you need to lift it and realign it, you absolutely have got plenty of time to do that before it goes. Let's see where I'm at here. Am I covered? I'm covered. However, I want to move this over this way just a titch. Am I still good? I'm still good. So now I can pat that down. I'm going to take a dry part of my cloth here. I've washed this since you last saw me, and it's clean. I've barely used it since I got it out of the dryer. But that's what I love about these cloths. I don't know where else you can get 50 reusable to a point microfiber cloths. These are not meant to be everlasting. You can wash them, it says, a few times. Does that mean 3 times, 2 times, 5 times? I don't know. I'm still figuring that out. But as these get washed, and you'll see it's not quite as intensely orange as a brand new one would be. Like this one. Brand new. So you see the difference. But it works great. And it's great on the sticky mats for cleaning, even after they've been washed, to get any debris off of there. Oh, I love it. Love it so much. All right, guys. What do you think? It is a card base, but how cute is that? To give a little extra dimension, a little extra something, something. And if you want to go in even further, add another piece of 4 by 5 1/4 white on this side. You know, maybe you have a long sentiment that you want to stamp in there to go with your handwritten message. I mean, the way you decide to do this card is very flexible. You can definitely go outside the lines. And what do you think? Is that not a cute, different fun fold that you can use for any occasion, man or woman, child, teenager, doesn't matter. Everyone is going to enjoy this particular fun fold. So until we meet again, friends, y'all be safe, be blessed, know you are loved. God is good all the time. Bye.